What's up people, Peter here with another video. So in today's video I'm gonna teach you how to make ultra heavy, proper future-based chord stacks. So as an example, we're gonna use a Virtual Riot Lost in remake. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a kick and drums group. If you want the same one, you can find it in Virtual Riot Sample Pack Volume 1, but probably, I'm not sure, you can find the same kick as it is in original in his latest Sample Pack Volume 2. There is no snare because snare is in the original. I just cut when the chords are playing and I put my chords, and when the chords are not playing and basses are not playing, it's not playing, I put this fills, which is a snare together with some effects or basses like it is here. Yeah, so at the bottom we have the bass, which is BS Dirty Soul from Serum Preset Pack Volume 1. Okay, so let's jump to the main music group, which consists 3 layers of chords. Okay, by the way, I didn't mention there's a crash playing together with a kick. Yeah. Okay, so the main serum is this one, and in serum we have the oscillator 1, the default saw wave with 16 voices and just a little less detune like it is in default. In default is on 50%, it's in the middle. So we have another oscillator, which is the same wave. This is a standard saw wave, and it's pitched up 1 octave up. Yeah, and there is no effects here. Okay, so let's talk about post-processing on this track. We have OTT. So without anything, it's very dark, very muddy, right? With just a little bit of OTT, it's on 30%. It sounds much better, but with this EQ, yeah, okay. So this EQ, what it does is just I boosted some high frequencies, reduced some low. Obviously, because there is a bass playing at the bottom, I just got the low frequencies here to leave the space for the bass. And by the way, if you want to try to just copy this EQ, remember that in Ableton 10 you have the wider frequency range here. In comparison to the previous version of Ableton Live, it's just moved a little bit to the right. Yeah, Jesus. Okay, so another layer. So this obviously, as you may heard, this layer is just sitting on the high end, mostly on the high end. And this is also the main layer, so it has not only high frequencies but mid frequencies too. So another layer which is playing pretty quiet. And it's less detuned, so let's unfreeze and check what we have here. Yeah, it's a preset I made one day. It's pretty heavy. Standard saw waves, 12 voices and voices, pitched up 1 octave up, and Lfo 1, which doesn't do anything. Like, we could move this here because I'm gonna show you why there's no Lfo modulation. And we have some effects. Hyperdimension distortion. What distortion does? I don't know. I just put it here. I don't remember, it's pretty old preset, but as you can see, there's some chorus to make the sound wider, and it EQ, cutting the lows. Some multiband compression mostly, and maybe some reverb. Yeah, so without any post-processing, it's again pretty dark, but not as much as the previous one, because there's some compressor, multiband compressor, OTT turned on in Serum. But anyway, we still have OTT here. Yeah, and this layer sits mostly in this frequency region, which is 1.2, 1.4K. So another layer, which is just the last layer. This is another serum with basic mini, the first wave, 5 voices and reduce detune, and here we have also default saw wave and 9 voices and reduce detune. So, and again, no effects. Okay, and EQ is very important here. So it sits mostly in this mid-range, mid-region. Okay, so the whole group sounds like this, but it wouldn't sound like this without these effects. Check this out. It's pretty bad. It's very bad. So the main thing, not the mixing thing, but okay, the main thing is the Lfo Tool, which makes these chords hover. So with the Lfo Tool you can modulate a bunch of things. You have 12 shapes you can use to modulate stuff, like cutoff or resonance, pan, and something just more. And even I guess you have something like reverb filters, like it is in Serum. So what I did here, I just draw this shape and push this knob all the way up. So that means this Lfo Tool does the same thing as the Lfo in Serum, but not exactly, because if you use Lfo Tool, it kinda, for some reason, the overall sound loses some dynamics. I don't know why. You may know. If you know, just let me know in the comments. And EQ, what it does, it just cuts the low end because, you know, the bass is playing in this region. So without this EQ, it sounds very, very disgusting, very harsh in this region. So bad. It sounds very clean with this EQ. Yeah, and by the way, in the spaces, as you can hear in the original, there's some kind of reverse reverb or something. So I just used a automation on the reverb, the whole group. It doesn't really matter, you can use a different reverb, but I prefer Valhalla Room. And what this automation does is automating the mix. Oh shit. It's automating the mix down. Let me try with knob. So with this little trick you can easily fill some empty spaces in your mix. So thank you for watching and goodbye. Saw, dude!